Good evening, everybody. This is John Blundell talking about my personal journey with vascular dementia. I believe this is about my 8th video. I usually do it round about the 17th of each month, but for some reason I forgot to do it, or I think I just forgot to do it, to be honest, because the wife had been away in Spain, so it's back now. First of all, can I thank everybody for again all the wonderful comments that you sent me on doing my videos, and for those people, through some of the words I say or things I talk about, has helped others. That's fantastic. So as long as it's reaching people and helping people, I'll continue. There's a few things that I've got to try. Should have written it down. Oh yeah, most of you would have been aware we mentioned about doing there was a charity fishing match that we was going to do for our group of young onset dementia. Well, I'm very pleased to announce that through the hard work of Lisa and Brian, who organised it and sorted it all out, that on that day the total we managed to raise was £1,480 something, which was absolutely amazing, and it was an absolute wonderful day. So well done, Lisa and Brian. So that excuse me, that will be going to our club. So hopefully that may take us on a day trip or something like that. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. There's not much to developments with me really. Over the last month, I believe we went on our radio show on the Black Country Radio a few weeks ago to discuss whatever it was we discussed, and I haven't got a Scooby-Doo what we talked about now, but still, never mind. Yeah, everything's going okay. Excuse me. My balance is still more or less the same, but it comes and goes. I'm still on the scooter in the morning, taking my dog for a walk, because I do find out I tried walking a little bit the once, and I must have only walked for a couple of minutes. Actually walking with my stick, and my left leg started going numb and really bad pins and needles. So I don't know. I mean, I've googled it, and it says that you can have that, but it seems to be strange when, if I try walking, it goes numb, and when it goes numb, I actually can't feel my leg or my foot, and that makes me worse, because obviously that makes you easier to fall over because you can't feel where you're walking. But it is what it is, and I've known other people who's having balance problems who's got the same as me, vascular dementia, especially if it's in the back of your so-called brain, the cerebellum. But my eyes, it's again quite fogged every now and again, I know that's to do with the dementia, but that really gets me down, that does, because I keep wiping my glasses with wipes, and I put my drops in because I have got dry eye, and it's like having a bit of fog in your eyes, and I've noticed that's coming on more. But thank God, it don't last. It may last about an hour or so, but any of you out there who's got same as me dementia, or somebody, or you care for somebody, let me know if they get tired, because I seem to be getting more tired of late, and I inquired about it, and I was told that because of what I've got, what brain cells I've got left, are having to work overtime, hence why your brain gets tired easy. I mean, whether that's true, I don't know, but I know now that no matter what I'm doing, come the afternoon about 1:30, that I had to go to bed and have an hour or hour and a half, because I just get that tired, and it's like somebody's turning your energy levels down. I mean, all week while Jan's been away, I had a very good family friend of ours, Arlene, come and stay with me, bless her, for the whole week. And I've just been popping round our mate Irene next door, painting part of her house, and painting the gravel boards, the stumps, and I've got all that done now. It's only the fence panels to do. But I've noticed, like, a few years back, I used to be able to go outside and start painting summer and spend 6 to 8 hours doing it. After about 2 hours, although I love painting, I'm absolutely knackered. And then and I have noticed that because I don't know whether it's psychological, who knows, but I have noticed that when I get tired, my balance gets worse and my eyesight gets worse, But as Janice says, I always seem better after I've had a sleep. I obviously must just recharge my brain or my batteries or something. I'm not sure. But I have joined another dementia club, and it's up West Bromwich bus station in the hub or the buzz hub. Somebody who come and seen us at our club in West Brom mentioned it, had our names and addresses and phone numbers, and obviously somebody contacted me asking if I wanted to go along. And we went along last week when Jan was away with Lynn. She took me, bless her, and I enjoyed it, and we had a good laugh. So it's every Tuesday, 10:30 till 1:30, I think. And me and Jan went again. I went with Jan this Tuesday. Only a few there, like, you know what I mean. But yeah, the flipping oldest one there. I mean, they've got it outside the notice, young onset dementia. It's our young uns. I think I'm the youngest one there. But this one lady, 90 years of age, she's got dementia. I've never asked what type. And I'll tell you, Summer, she only looks in her mid-70s. I couldn't believe it when she told me she was 90. You know what I mean? I said, "Girl, mate, what's your secret? It got no wrinkles on her face." And I said, I just use oil of Ulay every day. So I've got Jan to order me by the gallon, see what happens. But it just goes to show, 90 years of age, looking the 70s, and you could tell by looking at her, she's sometimes a little bit away with the fairies, but when you talk to her, she'll hold a conversation with you. So, God, I know that ain't going to happen to me. It'd be impossible, a miracle. If I lived into my 90s, then again, I don't think I would want to tell the truth. But, everything's, apart from, like I said, my balance and my eyesight, although I don't know whether I've mentioned this, so forgive me, I know I do repeat myself, but the eye specialist said that whatever happens, I will not lose my sight. So, God, that's a bonus, but, and if you've got loved ones with dementia, you see a change in them, obviously, it's not their fault. It's the dementia that does it, because Jan says I am slightly changing sometimes with my moods, and I think what it is, it's frustration with me. Sometimes I can get up and feel great, and other times I can get up in the morning and I just don't feel right in my head, and I just feel like a little bit lost. And excuse me, I struggle then, with everything, where things are, and just to day-to-day tasks. I mean, like, I'm not allowed to use a cooker no more, and I've been barred from it because I think Jad said something about that. I left the gas on, and I don't know whether I put the gas on to light it to do something and forgot. And then I could smell the gas, so I've been banned from that. It's a no-go zone for me, so I don't get near it. The only thing I do myself with that is the electric toaster, and there's put a mark what I have to do, but the gas I don't touch. I was supposed to lucky because I ain't got a good sense of smell. Since I had COVID, I couldn't smell nothing. So it's a good job I did come in. So I take it to bed and got up and lit a fag, would have blew the roof off the house. Yeah, mate. But, it just goes to show sometimes how your brain can just drift off into fairyland, so to speak. But, apart from all them problems, I'm still doing okay. But I have noticed I struggle to recognise people sometimes. Mainly people I haven't seen for a while. We went somewhere to the pub only up the road. I can't remember the name. The Wernley, thanks, love, the Wernley. And there was a chap there, and said hello. I didn't have a clue who he was at first. And he told me his name, and then I looked at him, and I really struggled. It's like I'm really having to search in that brain matter to, and then I realised who he was. Then, you know what I mean. But bless him, obviously he knew what I got, and he says, "So, John, don't worry about it." He says, "I understand." Yeah, you know what I mean. But I have noticed, how I've like, and people's names, even people I've known for some time. I spot, you know, but look. You look at them and I think, Jesus, I've known them for years. What the hell's the name now? And it just totally escapes me. And 9 times out of 10, it does come back, you know. And then you have people say, "Oh, don't worry about that. I'll forget. I'm the same as that." Nah, you know, unless you've got dementia, how can I put this? Unless you've got dementia yourself, you don't really know what it feels like. It's like Janice said, it can sympathise, she tries to understand, but she doesn't know what it feels like to have what I've got. It's like a friend of mine who's got terminal cancer, bless him, Mark. I don't know what it feels like for him. You know what I mean? I can imagine, you know, and he said the same with me. He says, I can only imagine what it feels like for you. But like everything else in it, unless you're actually going through it yourself, you've got no idea what it feels like, you know. So, okay, mate. I forgot what I was on about now. Yeah, yeah. Oh God. Yeah, there's this new bloke at the new club I go to. I can't even remember his name, and he's got vascular dementia, and he was saying how his balance affects him, but now sadly he's got what did he say he had, John? Oh yeah, Parkinson's. I said, which did you have first? He said the dementia and then the Parkinson's diagnosed with her. And I have heard that some people who get dementia can suddenly have Parkinson's disease, or if they've got Parkinson's disease, can suddenly have dementia. I said to Jan, I said, Karen, mate, I've got enough going on. I says, I'd hate to have that as well. Flippy Nick. But, you know, excuse me. All said and done, I mean, this bloke cracks jokes, he smiles, he has a good laugh, you know what I mean? But he's on a stick, and yeah, you can tell he's not steady on his feet. And he's on about different conditions and about tremors. He says he hasn't started off with tremors. I says, well, I do. I says, it's on in my right hand. I says, and to be honest, I never notice when it's shaking. It's other people. If I'm out with them or if I'm out with a wife, okay, mate, you've got the tremors, your right hand's all shaking, and I don't feel it. You know, it's only if somebody mentions it and I can see it. And luckily, it don't last long, but oh, God, if that was continue, I'd have to go to the doctors, because I just pray and hope I don't get nothing else. You know, it's bad enough suffering this and putting up with this damn thing without having anything else. But, you know, like as Jan keeps reminding me, what happens, and, you know, by the grace of God, we can't do nothing about it. But, I do, as you probably know, I do get a bit more confused of late, you know, and we was on about Summit today with our Anne-Marie. Oh, what was it? Oh, camping. Apparently I arranged to do some camping at my son's and Tom's, and with our Rowan, his dad and my mate. And apparently, I said, what are you on about? I said, camping, who's going? I totally forgot all about it. And we're supposed to be sorting it for next weekend, so I've got to see my son and then contact me mate, weather permitting. So that'd be nice, because my son's got farmland, so it'll be in where one of his fields, like, you know what I mean. So if that comes off, should be a good laugh and a relaxing few days. But yeah, I totally forgot about it. But I've noticed that I seem to forget a bit more of late, you know. But yeah, I often wonder though, you know, and if anybody out there could try and tell me or contact me, I'd appreciate it. That knowing what you've got, knowing that it does affect your memory and that, sometimes can it be like psychological? You know that you've got dementia. I know it affects my memory. I know it affects my behaviour. I know it affects this and affects that. But Now, look, got that diagnosis of dementia. I wonder if sometimes my brain's, well, you've got dementia, so you, you're not, you can't remember things. That's the way the disease is. If somebody can understand what I'm trying to say, yeah, you know. But it's like Jan says, I seem to have got worse since I had my diagnosis, you know. But I did mention it to one of the OTs at the club, and she says, unfortunately, Johnny, it's just a coincidence, you know what I mean? But I sometimes wonder, you know, if say if I wasn't diagnosed with that or didn't know I had it, would I be the way I am now? That's what I'm trying to say. Because I'm a great believer in the power of thought and the power of mind and prayers and healing and everything else, you know what I mean? And I ask every single night and every single morning that this won't get the better of me, what, you know what I mean, what will overtake me. But obviously, I suppose, as we all know, in time to come, as the months or years tick by, and then I asked somebody, and apparently their loved one was diagnosed, and within 6 months, I think it's 6 to 8 months, that changed completely. You know, the dementia got them, so it shows there's no guarantee. You can suffer it for years, you know what I mean, and not change that much, or you can have it and then within months or a couple of years suddenly change completely. But you know, again, I suppose that's part and parcel of the disease, or like, well, as I say, it depends on your age, on your health, your lifestyle. You know, I mean, I have started drinking a tiny bit, nothing like I did. I'll go out with Jan, and like the other day, I think I had two ciders or three. I only have three max, and I mean that's about probably once a week. And when the winter comes on, it's not because being hot summer's day, you know what I mean. When the winter comes on, I'll flipping bother. I'd rather have a cup of tea. But yeah, do that. Still smoking. I did cut right down, and I've noticed I have increased that a little bit. But I said, there's no way on God's earth I could pack up smoking, yeah, because I think I'd be like a bear with a sore head. Because sometimes, and I know Jan does get the brunt of it quite a lot sometimes, I can be snappy. I don't mean to be, but sometimes I could say something, and I think she's being funny with me, so I snap, and then after it's pointed out that, you know, I shouldn't have really done that. But again, not using my dementia as any excuse. I just wonder if that's just the way it is. You know, I mean, I don't seem to think about things like things can just come out my mouth now without me realising it. You know, so anybody who watches this, if you do see me out and I come across as being arrogant or rude or whatever, please forgive me. I certainly don't do it on purpose, because people who've known me for years know I'm not like that. You know, I'm certainly not a nasty person. Although sometimes I do find my temper rages a bit more than it used to. You know, and as I says, that worries me, because I'd hate to get how some of these poor souls do, and have, you know, how they get aggressive with their loved ones and change completely, you know. But that's a lot of times people with frontal lobe dementia, because it affects their emotions and their feelings. And I mean, I haven't got frontal lobe, thank God. So I hope to God that's my worst fear in a way. Not like going soft or going away with the fairies. My worst fear is that I don't want to get aggressive or very argumentative. You know what I mean? That is my worst fear. I'd rather be away with the fairies and be quiet than get aggressive. So fingers crossed, God willing, I won't get like that. But yeah, I'm only going to keep this video to about 25 minutes, because the last one was 40 minutes, and for some reason Jan couldn't load it on Facebook, so I think it went on other sites, I think. But I don't even know whether I watched it. I can't remember. But yeah, you know, as I says, I was thinking of changing my videos and doing them once, like every 2 months or every 3 months. You know, but we'll just see, because I know some people private message me, bless them, and say, John, I seen your latest video. You're still doing it, everything okay? Which is nice for people to ask if you're doing okay, which I do appreciate that. But yeah, we'll see. Just see how it goes. I'm not going to call Janning, because as it says, the a lot I can say from a what I said last time, you know what I mean? But she went away to Spain to her sisters with our Anne-Marie, give them a break, and as I says, Lynn come and come and babysit me. But I was glad to have her here, to be honest, because I have realised now that if Jan ever gone away, I couldn't cope on my own. It's not that I can't do things, I'd just get too uptight. And if I am having a bad day, it'd get worse, and God knows what would happen. So Jan says that's a no now, because if if she ever went somewhere for more than a day, then I'd make sure somebody would be here to look after me, look after me, to be here for me, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was wonderful having Lynn here, you know, and they'll probably say, oh, they do a lot, but just them being here, you know what I mean, and knowing that there's, even at night time, knowing that there's somebody else in the house, just in case, you know, something happened or something, well, give me a peace of mind, and I know it give Jan a peace of mind. So again, thanks Lynn for putting up with me for a week, you know. I suppose it couldn't have been easy, I suppose, especially the way I ramble on and on. But yeah, and there's another thing that and I don't like it when people do tell me, I repeat myself a lot, but again, to me in my head, that's the first time I've said it, but apparently I could have said it about 3 times, so that's another thing with had dementia. But you know, all said and done, I'm still here. I still know who I am. I still know most people, so you know. I think I've said I've turned 60 now. I was 60 in July, so and by God, I do feel it, because as I say, how tired I get, it's ridiculous. But then again, as I says, when you need to sleep, you need to sleep. At least I sleep all right at nights, most of the times anyway, so that's a blessing, because I'd hate to have, I forgot what they call it, sundowsing or something. It's when the body, you can sleep in the day, but not, you come awake at night. Oh, I'd hate that. Well, I'd absolutely hate that, but that's not happened to me at the moment, thank God, so may it long continue, they don't. But it's strange though, you know. I'm hearing of more and more people being diagnosed of dementia, whether it's because of having it myself, and before, although my dad had it, you never really took no notice, but even younger people, younger than me, you know, in the 50s old, you know, so I think I do, yeah. Well, that was diagnosed with dementia, or this type of dementia, or Alzheimer's, and you think, well, why is that? Seems to be getting more and more. You know what I mean? So, certainly I got the answer to it. I don't know who's got the answer to that. You know, and apparently, I think if I'm right, and don't take this for gospel, that there's more people, it's the #1 killer apparently now, dementia, than anything else. And I was surprised about that. You know what I mean? Or can I say, dementia-related deaths, like having heart attack or strokes through dementia, through various different ones. Because apparently I'm more at greater high risk of having a stroke or a heart attack. And I thought, flipping great, you know. But still, you know, you live each day as if it's your last. And like I've said, since I've been doing my videos, that's what I do. Live each day as if it's my last. Make the most of the family. Try to see the grandchildren as much as I can, to make memories. You know, somebody was on about it, like, I can't remember this channel where Marie. I don't know who it was. Somebody said something. How I spoil them, and I said, well, why not? You know, I says, at the end of the day, whatever happens to me in the future, I want my grandchildren to look back and say, well, Granddad John was fun. He was generous. He was kind. He always played with us, because where we're at, if I know them coming round, I always get the pool out. And before they come in, I'm in the pool for when they come running through, and they just get the costumes on and jump in, and it's great. But hey, that's what a grandparent's supposed to do: play with the kids and make them memories. You know, and spoil them. I'd rather have them say in the future to family, oh, well, at least Grandad John was very generous. He always played with us. He never moaned and groaned, and he always did what he could to keep us happy. And to me, that's the way it should be. And I want to make them memories. I'd rather him have that memory than, oh, Grandad John, toy toss git, and he never wanted to play with you, and then he went soft and he forgot who he was. Oh, I don't want him to have that memory. I'd rather have him a good memory of me, and that's what I do it for, and I'll continue to do it. I don't care if I spoil them, or if I spend too much money on them. If I've got it and they want it, if I can afford it, I'll do it, because why not, What's the point in me saving money up for? Well, you know what I mean? Flippy, it's like my sister asked if I was saving money up for it. I said, what for? I said, well, for in the future, if you had to go in a home. I said, yes, think I'm going to save up money for that? I said, I'll make sure I ain't got a penny, so I'll get it free like most people do. Blow that. Save money, spend it and enjoy your life. That's what I'll say. Well, that's my motto anyway. Although Jan keeps a bit of a rein on me. Because he's in charge of all my money. I think the way it's going, he'll have all my bank cards and allow me about £10 pocket money a week. So I don't get too carried away. Well, you can't take it with you, can you? You know what I mean? So who cares? Just spend and enjoy myself and enjoy the family for as long as I can. So anyway, I hope anybody who watches this, that you do enjoy my videos. Please leave a comment if you wish to, and obviously if you wish to share it, because I think my videos have reached Australia, Canada and America now, and people have said how nice it is to have somebody's view, not as a caregiver, but as somebody who's got started going through dementia, and I think I said, forgive me again, there's mild, medium and moderate. What is mine, Jan? What's mild, medium and severe? Yeah, I'm in between medium and, I think medium and thinger, so, which I thought it was only mild. So, but people have said to me, oh, well, do you have to have another scan like so many years later to see if it's got worse? I says, nah. I says, they don't bother. Once you've had your scan and you're diagnosed, that's it. They're going to waste money scanning you again, which, to be quite honest, really, I don't think I'd want to, because if you went and had another scan, say in another year's time, and they says, oh, you got another blockage, and or the blockage has got worse, it'd make you feel worse, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? And I don't want to know no more, so you just ride the storm for as long as you can. That's my motto anyway. So, anybody who is diagnosed, first of all, with dementia, I know how frightening it is, of course it does, and I know how devastating it is. I was absolutely devastated, especially because of the knowledge I have with my dad and when I helped out at the Dementia Club driving the bus. But, at the end of the day, it ain't the end of the world. We could still live quite a bit. I mean, if I can manage how I am now, being forgetful, repeating myself, getting my words mixed up, forgetting who people are. If I can still stay like this now for the next X amount of years, I'll be happy. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, yeah, it's not the end of the world, although it may seem it at the time. And I'll just say, don't believe everything you read on the internet as well. Internet's a good thing, but Googling things sometimes, you can Google with a pain in your finger, and then some people or some sites will convince that you've got cancer or you're dying or something stuff like that. And another thing, yes, it's just come to me, and then I'll finish it. It's so called on Facebook. Oh, take this herbal thing, and it will cure it. It will not just slow your dementia down, it will cure it. And I'm saying that quite a lot, and people are mentioning to me, John, have you thought about taking this? I've read about it and I've seen it on Facebook. It must be true because it's on Facebook. Jesus Christ. Take this and it's supposed to help cure it. I said, do you think if they had a cure for dementia that they wouldn't give it, that they wouldn't publicise it? I mean, to people with suffering with dementia, it's costing the government billions and billions, and the NHS. Surely, if you could take a herbal remedy like a tablet or in a tea or whatever, they'd be throwing it at you, wouldn't they? Of course they would. So please, there's no cure for what we've got. There's no medication for what I've got. At the moment, you've just got to sadly put up with it and live as long as you can and as happy as you can. One day they will do, of course they will. Years to come. Won't be in my lifetime, but obviously the kids or definitely the grandchildren's, that they'll have a cure for it as technology advances. But to all them good people out there who have messaged me about taking this, taking that, I do appreciate it, and I will say thank you. But there's nothing out there at the moment that will help with more dementia or any other dementia, let alone reverse it and get rid of it. So please don't think I'm ungrateful when I say this. You know who you are, the ones who have messaged me, and I do appreciate your concern. And obviously, it's the same old thing. You hear about someone say, "Oh, mention this to John. Maybe if he took this, it could help." But there's nothing out there. So, but thank you anyway. All right then, rant over. It just annoys me when people put things on Facebook, these companies, and I can cure this, I can cure that. No, they can't. It's an impossibility at the moment. So there you go. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. Enjoy your life, enjoy your family. That's all I'll say. And make the most of every day. And tomorrow's another day. I don't worry about the future no more. I don't worry about what am I going to be like in next year, 3-5 years time, 10 years time if I'm still here. I just think of today and plan for tomorrow and make the most of it all the time I have. And I'd give that advice to anybody as well. All right, and people. Okay, well, thank you for listening. Please, like I said, feel free to share it. All right, and fingers crossed, God willing, I'll probably come back next month or maybe the month after. I'll just see how it goes and all that. All right, so yeah, God bless you all and thank you for listening. See you soon. Bye.